Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Business of Black Beauty. I am your host, Stefanetta Isis Harmon, and I am so excited tonight. We are going to be talking with Monaè Everett, celebrity hairstylist extraordinaire and founder of this new situation called the Texture Style Awards. How are you doing, boo?
I am so good, so happy to be here on your show tonight.
Thank you so much. Now I know we're gonna wait for folks to tune in, and we can get talking about some other things because I really want folks um, to hear and know more about this Texture Style Awards. I'm looking for my phone right now so I can actually share this onto my page.
Mm-hmm.
But so how are you doing this Monday? It's been crazy.
It has been crazy. I'm in New York. We are dealing with crazy cold temperatures and
Mhm.
crazy weather. Nothing like Texas, but a stress nonetheless. I have been working very hard on the Texture Style Awards. Yesterday, I started shooting some promos and some videos for it. So after a 16-hour on-set day, your girl is tired, but I do not want that to be mistaken for
Hey.
excitement to be here. I mean, what a blessing to be able to work in a field that you love, that makes you happy, and that you can use to make others happy.
That's what's up. 16 hours though, mama?
You know,
16.
you work the whole set day, which is a minimum of 12, and then you got to come home and do the work about what you did on the set before the following day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow, that's a whole lot. Wow. Okay. So, today we're going to be talking to you. You're not in Texas. Sorry. I'm in Texas. You're in New York. Folks who don't know Monaè Everett, she is a celebrity hairstylist, like doing all the new amazing work on such celebs as let's talk about your Oscar nominated. Is she nominated yet? Or they just giving buzz? I'm gonna claim it. I'm just gonna claim it.
Must be talking about Dominique Fishback. I'm like,
Yes.
no, but she had such an amazing performance in Judas and the Black Messiah that
Hmm.
she's very deserving of any buzz she is getting. I am sitting here just waiting for Dominique to get nominated. I do know she's nominated for an NAACP award for her event for her movie with Jamie Foxx, Project Power.
Project Power. Yeah. So you're out here working. We saw you in a feature for Vogue. Wooty woo.
Yeah, so that
Doing.
Dominique. And this weekend,
Mhm.
I also found out Mahala Harold, a shoot I did for her, they featured in Vogue as well. So she's
Oh,
the
nice.
industry on HBO. So I'm like, yes, mamas, come through. I'm excited to all of the work that she's ever done and chose to spotlight my images with Miss Mahala. So I'm very happy for her and proud to have two features in Vogue within a week.
Wow, that's awesome. And I know when you're talking, about all these features and things like that, you're also doing a lot of work in the texture hair space, right? And when I say textured hair space, not just like n- natural girl hair, but like all the textures. And so you've created this new award show called Texture Style Awards, which is pretty groundbreaking. Can you give me like a quick spiel on what this is and what makes it so important to you?
Yeah, so 70% of the world has hair that's considered textured,
Hmm.
meaning not straight or not super straight, because they would even call like stereotypically Asian hair textured because it's extraordinarily straight and difficult to curl. And I've
Mm.
had so many clients and celebrities and talent and hairstylists complain about hairstylists who are not able to style all hair textures. And it saddens my heart. You know, we are so fortunate that our job is to touch people and change their image and make them look better, which always makes them feel better. So I wanted to draw attention and celebrate all four hair textures: straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and kinky coily hair, and celebrate the hairstylists that style these textures. So I created the Texture Style Awards, and there are four categories that you can submit images of your work, as well as an image of you behind the scenes completing competing that style so that we can really focus the attention on yourself and your craft. You can enter into the categories of straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and kinky coily hair. The Texture Style Awards are sponsored by the Wella Company as well as From Professional, also sponsoring 4 free classes next week that I'm going to teach
Oh,
on.
okay.
Yes, so I can comprehend that every hairstylist doesn't feel so comfortable with every hair texture, or maybe not how to style a hair so that it looks great in images. So we're giving 4 free classes on Monday and Tuesday, where I'm breaking down each hair texture and how to style it to photographic perfection. Tickets are absolutely free. Head on over to
For
the
the course.
textureawards.com. That website is texturestyleawards.com and sign up. It's free.
So you look, I asked her to drop just like a little bit, and Monet said, I'm gonna give you it all right now. And so
I
it's
got
a
it all,
lot. She's like,
it all together. Yes. And I'm hear us now because people need to be here watching us. I'm going to share our live.
right. I'm doing the same thing. Like, so, I really wanted to get on here and just talk to you about it. I know you just gave us a whole mouthful about what these things are, but it's this Texture Style Awards. It's this competition that's putting the focus, first of its kind, right? Well, at
Yes.
least we think it is so far.
I've never seen an award show that's based on celebrating the 4 different hair textures. So I was really excited to make one. I just want to celebrate the 4 different textures. I mean, there's so much beauty in each. So I figured what better way than an award show?
Love it, love it. And so it's 2 parts. So it's down into 2 parts for folks who are tuning in right now. We're talking with Monaè Everett, founder of the Texture Style Awards. And so this first part is before we even get to the awards, you're giving free education courses.
Absolutely. Free education. I hear a lot of stylists say, well, I don't know how to do wavy hair. I don't know how to do kinky hair. And I'm scared I don't know where to go to learn this. Your girl got you. I'm
Mhm.
teaching free classes where I'm going to go through step by step how to style each hair texture.
Okay, and this is so hairstylist. If you have a hairstyle friend, they don't even have to be licensed, is what I'm hearing.
No, so if you work as a hairstylist or you're in
Mhm.
cosmetology school, please submit your work. In the interest of being 100% upfront, you don't have to be licensed to be an on-set hairstylist because you're not cutting or coloring. So we still want to celebrate these artists who are making a living styling hair. We want to celebrate them. So you can still submit. You just have to be licensed to be in the union, or you have to be licensed to cut or color hair. But if you fancy yourself a hairstylist, you're making a living at that, and or you are in cosmetology school, we recommend you submitting.
Okay. So that first part, if you are nervous, I see you, Lakia. How you doing, boo? Don't be nervous because you're doing great work. If you are nervous, your Monet is offering 4 free courses, one in each hair category, where you're giving what? Like break down what that looks like. How long is it? What should I expect in these courses?
In these courses, you should expect me to show you how to style each of the 4 textures. I'm going to create a hairstyle from start to finish. I'm going to give you product suggestions. I'll be using Wella Company products as well as From Professional. I'm going to break down many of my favorite products and tools to use for each texture. And then I'm going to show you how to photograph that image at the end. But most importantly, I'm going to be there live to answer any questions that you may have about how to submit or about that hair texture. And also, to make it clear, I want you to come and check out the classes. You are not beholden to submitting because you check out the classes. The classes are absolutely free. Please share this with any of your beauty industry friends.
Okay. So I come through March 1st and 2nd. I'm a little, shook. I want to know what this means because you said texture. And in my mind, I'm not thinking straight hair is texture because that's not how we're taught in the everyday life. We're just like, all right, well, she got straight hair and that's textured hair. But you're
Yes.
saying like there's even straight hair, there are tips and tricks that are different than me doing my natural kinky coily hair.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think when people started looking at textured hair as only kinky or coily, it's because they had to find a PC way of saying kinky and coily. But yeah, there's even different types of straight hair. As I mentioned earlier, you can have a girl with straight hair, meaning she gets out the shower, her hair is straight and it dries straight. But we can curl it, we can back comb it, we can braid it. But then you can have someone else who has, I mean, bone straight. The only thing that'll curl that hair is heat and a prayer. And then it still may not hold, you know. I've seen bone straight hair that is so straight that I have to take like a curling iron this small to get big beachy waves. So there's
Mm,
we can't put everybody into the same category of hair. So there are four textures. There's straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and kinky coily hair. And we just have to learn to embrace them and how to style them all. And I'm going to just share a secret. You're going to learn that the hair textures have more in common than not.
okay. Okay. And then, we talked about these classes that are absolutely free. I love some free education. But then you also have the actual awards, groundbreaking, inaugural, y'all. This is the first of its kind, first year, and submissions are now open. And so, what are you looking for? Like, what does this mean to submit to this awards competition? Do I win something? And then, what is the process like?
Absolutely. So, in order to submit your pictures, we only need you to take a photo of your work on a clean and clear background. That means we don't want to see people walking by in the background. We don't want to see cords. We don't want to see clothing tags hanging out. Make them look really nice and have a solid background and take an image. Most of us have smartphones. Take that image on your smartphone and submit. You do not need to pay a photographer. This is one thing that was really near and dear to my heart because there are so many talented hairstylists out who either don't know photographers to reach out to or can't afford to do it or don't have the time right now, but they deserve to have their work represented and acknowledged. So what you would do is you would get your client and or partner up with a model or a makeup artist, whomever you can get involved. You create the hairstyle. You take the images on your clean and clear background. You want to take an image of the model to submit as well as have a photo of yourself creating the hairstyle because we want to give you love when you win too. You
Okay.
submit it, and then if you are chosen by our panel of judges, we're going to have so many top industry judges. We're going to have web reps, from reps. We're going to have celebrity hairstylists, salon owners, and it's going to be a huge amount of them because we want to keep this as fair as absolutely possible. Who are going to vote? Then we're going
Okay.
second round of voting. We're keeping this thing fair, guys.
So
Where
it's just not gonna be your best friends and
I
your friends winning. Okay.
Monaè is it's not possible for Monaè to throw this competition or anyone else. There are so many other award shows where people get judged and they're like, but what are they judging on? Oh, so let me tell you what they're going to judge on. They're going to judge on if it's a good representation of the texture. They're going to judge on the detailing of the hairstyle. Oh my goodness, I don't have all my judging forms in front of me, but it
Well,
will
y'all gotta look, I'll pull it up while you talk. There we go.
have it out in the open. So after the first level of judging, then we're going to go live online with it, and we're going to show the top 10 in each category and allow the public to vote. Once
Okay.
selected, you ready to read off the judging? All right, Miss Stefanette is going to read off the judging criteria. Go ahead, girl, because it's not
I
right.
pulled it. So this is super important, y'all. Like, check out when we get off. Don't leave here yet, though. But I dropped the link in there. It's called texturestyleawards.com. And so
Yeah.
she was talking about this criteria. So I'm pulling it up. I read all through the site here. She's scoring it on texture, shape. You're gonna have to break all these things down. But texture, shape, hair health, detail, image, and appeal. And before you explain all that,
Mhm.
someone just asked, Lakia just asked if they had to be professionally photographed submissions, and you just broke down that they don't. You can
No.
actually take it with your phone. Do you
Yes, this
suggest that we edit our phone pictures if we submit though?
Okay, so this is not a photography-based competition. We are not judging on photography. I've heard so many other hairstylists say that that's really frustrating when they want to submit to other competitions. Make your model look great. Don't send me some photoshopped, overdone image. Just, take out stuff in the background. Turn up the saturation just a little if you need to, but we are not telling you to spend all this money, get a photographer, send out images. Don't send us a cartoon where she's been airbrushed to high hell. We want to see beautiful hair work. That is the focus, your beautiful hair work in each category. When you submit, you're going to submit in the category of the final hairstyle. So if you have a model who has very straight hair and you decide to create a very curly texture, you submit them in the curly texture. If you have a model with very kinky hair and you decide to completely straighten their hair, you submit them in the straight category. Got it?
Okay. So it's not my natural hair texture. It's the finished look that you're submitting. Okay.
Absolutely. If you're giving me a great representation of a hairstyle or a texture, I really shouldn't be able to look and be able to tell what their natural texture is. That's an assumption. I can only tell the hair texture that you present in front of me. So that goes to what we're judging on. Make sure it's a great representation of that hair texture. Okay?
Okay.
And the majority of the hair needs to be that. So for example, because I know my hairstyling folks, we make everything complicated. To do a ponytail and you have it super, super sleek, half of it, and then the bottom half gets curly, like make it at least one hair texture is the main focus, okay? Whatever you do, submit in a category that the majority of the hair texture is that focus. That's the only way that the judges will be able to judge you. And I keep harping on, there will be a minimum of 20 judges. So this is not what you think Monaè feels. We will be announcing judges slowly over time, okay?
Okay.
The next category, so I know I said texture was one category. What's the next category? I want to break them down for you.
Okay. So texture, shape. What's that mean for shape?
Create a strong shape for the hairstyle. In my classes, I talk about this all the time. There's only a few shapes. There's like round shape, square shape, and rectangle shape. There's only in triangle. There's only a few shapes. Don't give me this. That's not a shape and not a hair out of place. Okay, don't give me that. Make it a
Okay.
strong shape so that we can see. Next category.
Hair health.
Hair health. Make sure the hair looks healthy. A lot of times I see people submitting and maybe they're going for the undone look, but the hair doesn't look healthy. Okay, make sure the hair looks healthy. Generally, the hair health, it must appear healthy, which is normally displayed with shiny, voluminous, and full hair. Make it look healthy. Make people want to have hair that looks that way. Okay.
Okay.
Next category.
Detail.
Details. Okay. No visible hairpins. Don't let me see your tracks hanging out. Don't let me see the rubber bands hanging to the side. Like, make them look really nice. Don't make it a throwaway submission. Just a reminder that whomever the winners will be published all throughout beauty media, including modern salon. We want to present a great winner who shows really beautiful work.
Okay. Okay.
Next up, the image. Make sure the hair is the main focus. Like, for example, this would not be a great background. There's a lot going on. Stefanetta has a better background because it's closer to solid. Don't let me see cords. Don't let me see people running by. Don't let me see them breastfeeding a baby. No distracting patterns. Keep it clear. We want to be able to present your work and feel really good about it when these other publications pick it up. And Wella and Fromm has already said they'll be looking through submissions and reposting. So even if you don't win, you have a really high chance of having your work featured by a major brand. These are the things that are done to get attention of major brands, entering competitions and winning. Okay.
So let's talk about this now. This is your first ever Texture Style Awards that
Mhm.
you got Wella Company, which has like how many brands? 20 brands. It feels like a
The Wella Company owns Wella Professional. They own Cadis. They own Color Charm. They own Sebastian. They own Nioxin. They own so many different things.
Even
So
the nails,
uh,
OPI, all that.
GHD Hair Care. They own the hair tools. They own so many different things. For them to believe in this is a major deal. For them to say that they see value in this, not just in myself, but within the industry, within my focus on diversity and inclusion is major. There's never been an award show like this, so they're really taking a big risk, and I just need my people to show up and represent. This will not be something that's done for me. This is going to be something that's going to catapult your career. This is something that's going to get you featured in beauty media, have beauty brands pay more attention to you. These are the type of things you do if you want to be a brand ambassador, celebrity hairstylist, work with high-end clienteles. When people say, oh, I live in a small town, no one ever is going to care about my work. These are the competitions that you do to get people to care about your work.
And it's affordable.
Yes, very affordable. Only $10 per submission. We highly recommend you submit in all 4 categories, and then it's only $35 altogether.
So if I submit in 4, it's 35. So I even get a little discount on that.
You can get a little discount. I was doing another interview, and I was like, damn, we're giving away a lot of stuff for free. You're going to get featured in the media. You're going to get a dope gift bag from Wella Company, as well as from, you're going to get one-on-one teaching from a brand ambassador from Wella. That on its own is $2,000. I mean, you're going to get thousands of dollars worth of prizes for a $10 submission. Come on, folks.
But you didn't have to pay $750 for the photo shoot for it.
Yes, like this is amazing. And I'll tell you guys some ways to make your submissions better. I would highly recommend you use a human model. I think that really set you off, because it'll be easier to get, the average person will look at it and identify better with a human model. I would also recommend, there are so many makeup artists out and about. Find one and have them come in and make your model look a little bit better. Hell, if you know a real model, use a real model, because they'll know how to move and they'll know how to work the camera. Let's be clear. If you have a model that you feel doesn't know how to give face, okay? I'm not mad at you submitting like this. If that hair is amazing, you get what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to do to make the shot amazing. A shot of the front would be beautiful. If it needs to be profile, that's fine. If it needs to not really show the face, that's fine. It's all about the hair. We want to really, really draw attention to beauty professionals in its field. When Black Lives Matter really kicked off, a lot of complaints came about where artists were saying, hey, I'm here, I'm great at what I do, and nobody cares. We're here, we're showing that we care, and we're providing the platform for you.
Awesome, awesome. So folks who are tuning in right now, we're speaking with Monaè Everett, celebrity hairstylist and founder of the Texture Style Awards. It's an inaugural hair competition that's focused on 4 just textures of hair and your styling abilities. So straight, wavy, curly, kinky, coily. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I see folks are, tagging their hairstylist friends. If you're a hair model and you find your hairstylist friend to do your hair. What about braids? Is that something, like, where does that fit in?
So if you have a braid that's simply a part of the style, meaning the entire hairstyle is not braided, what hair texture can I see? So if I had a braid going right here, majority of my hair would still be curly, so I would go in the curly category. If you're submitting a straight hair image and just to make up a hairstyle, you do a few braids going here, but the ponytail is straight, I would submit that in the straight hair category. If the majority of your hair is braided, say for example, like your hair, Stefanetta, I would submit that in the kinky category.
Oh, so you're even taking box braid submissions?
We're taking hair, make it beautiful.
Yes.
The creativity. Someone could even take box braids and create an amazing style. Make it so that when the judges look through, they say, oh, that is dope. What a slay. We want to be, every judge that's included, everybody on the back end of this wants to be able to say, I am so proud that I was a part of this person being taken to the forefront. So I want people to take it seriously. And a lot of people said when I made the price of submission so low, oh, no one's going to take it seriously, but prove them wrong. This can be career starting. This can catapult you to the next level. We are putting in a lot of work to get artists seen and taken seriously.
Okay, so that's amazing. So let's talk about that. It's cheap, but it's cheap because it's accessible. It's not cheap because it's a cheap thing. It's affordable and accessible. And you
Yes.
you talked earlier when we first started this conversation. I know folks are just tuning in about this 70% texture situation. What does that mean for this competition? And what does it mean in terms of really exploring inclusion and diversity? I know those are buzzwords, but
Yeah.
this what does that mean for this competition?
Well, this competition came to mind because I'm very aware that 70% of the world has hair that's considered textured. When I think textured, most people think of curly and kinky hair, but wavy is in that category, and extra straight hair is in that category. You have a lot of stylists that struggle with styling that super, super straight hair. So it's not just curly and kinky hair. So I wanted to find a way to show the beauty in all four hair textures and celebrate the hairstylists who are able to style all hair textures. I wanted to really push the point to hairstylists that they need to know how to style all four hair textures. I just don't find it funny anymore when I'm reading these stories about models and celebrities going to have their hair done and the hairstylist was unable to do it in these coveted positions. But it hurts no less than when I read in the newspaper that, a woman takes her biracial child to have their hair done in the salon, tells them, oh, we don't do that type of hair.
Mm,
So to draw attention to the lack of diversity and inclusion, I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make it complimentary. I wanted to make it a celebration of all hair textures and the stylists who slay them.
okay, okay. That's what's up. So, if you're tuning in, it's texturestyleawards.com. It's super easy, simple. The whole social media platform is the same. And it's really right now this conversation about how we bring people in to learn hair other than theirs. That's what
Yeah.
I'm really hearing within this whole you can't be siloed in your styling
Yes,
abilities. Okay.
absolutely.
Now, what level? Like, is this for the pro? Like, what level is it going to be newbies alongside like veterans? Like, how do you do that?
Well, we are simply going for anyone who loves hair. And another reason I wanted to make it open for newbies as well as vets is I definitely hear my newer stylists saying they don't feel like they're being taken seriously by the vets. So sometimes you got to show up and show out. If you feel you have the talent and the skill to be taken seriously, submit. We would love for a new stylist to win. That would be amazing. And, kick it. Sometimes, especially in this beauty industry, it's competitive. You got to kick in the door and demand your spot. And I'll tell the vets the same thing they said in the movie: never let a freshman take your spot. Let's
Ooh,
fight it out and let the best talent win.
okay, okay. Um, is there anything else that you want to share, like related to this? I know there's so many conversations we could have right now about texture style awards, but what's the one thing you want people to walk away with knowing as they want to share or submit?
I want you to walk away knowing that your dreams are within reach. I want you to know that they're achievable and attainable, that the doors are no longer closed. On a personal note from myself, I have definitely run into many closed doors, and I've come to the realization that you can have everything you want in this world by helping other people. So I'm genuinely doing this from a place in my heart to help other people.
Mm,
Sometimes you wait for other people to make options available, and that doesn't happen. So you have to do it yourself. I'm making these options available for anyone who loves hair. You don't have to look like me. Anyone who loves hair, anyone who wants to submit, anyone who feels that they have a dream and they want to, have their right, have their work displayed on a larger scale, the Texture Style Awards are here for you.
okay. And it's not just a black thing, it's a hair thing.
It's a hair thing. That's why I said you do not have to look like me to submit. You do not have to look like me in the postings. You get what I'm saying? In the photos. And as we roll out the judges, you will see it's extraordinarily diverse. We are not, texture is not code for black. Texture is code for how we were supposed to be taught about hair. Hair is texture. Straight, wavy, curly, and kinky coily. It has nothing to do with the body it's attached to. This is another reason why you submit in the category of the finished style. You can't look at a person and just know what their hair texture, just assume you know what their hair texture is.
Okay. I have to write that. She said texture is not code for black, y'all.
It is
That's
not
deep.
black.
Because that's what we're taught though. When we talk natural hair, we just assume immediately that you have that we're talking about us because it's us and texture, but texture is not code for black. This is really
So I would love to, I have examples on the tip of my tongue, but unfortunately so many of them are considered not PC, like a certain type of fro, a certain type of fro I have heard of before, but it's very and coily, and it's not on people that generally appear to be black. So I don't want to say the name, but hopefully you know what I'm getting to. That person still has curly or kinky coily hair. It has nothing to do with their ethnicity. You know, I have an aunt who has hair that is so straight, when you wet it, it does not curl up. If you looked at her, you would assume she had curly or kinky coily hair. You don't know people's hair type. You cannot just assume. You only know what is presented to you.
okay. Um, I've heard you say this before that curly hair, not kinky coily hair, is actually hardest to style.
Yes, it is, because curly hair does whatever it wants to do. I always say kinky coily hair, once you get it to the style of the stay, curly hair is like, hey, thanks for the ride. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go back to curling up. Even if you think about like those 3B and 3C curls, like back in the day when everybody was relaxing, those were always the hardest ones. You would go in to relax it and the curl would just spring back up like, hey, thanks. Don't want to
My
do that.
mom's hair. That's my
Yeah,
mom's hair.
that was nice. I don't want to do that anymore. I'll stretch out a little, but I'm not going straight. Like the
Okay.
relax literally slide off. And I hear people talk about that with hair color too. Like you got to really saturate curly hair. It'll just slide down the curl. So when I'm teaching these classes, I'm hoping to break down barriers that hair has so much more in common than not. Stop allowing yourself to be scared off thinking you don't know how to do something. Come to the classes, learn how to do it, give it a try and submit.
And then come ready with questions.
Yes, bring all
Are
of your.
you answering questions?
I am answering questions. Bring your questions. I am answering questions. Absolutely.
Okay. So y'all, you're tuning in. If you tuned in, you have a friend that's interested. This is the Texture Style Awards, the inaugural taking submissions. When do submissions close?
Submissions close March 27th. So you've got a full month to get your submissions together. So many of you are working in a salon now. Take that client, take them to a solid wall or put up a big piece of construction paper in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Solid and take a picture of them. Most people nowadays have a ring light, have that ring light set up so you can just have your clients go in front of it, or call a local model, even a model, someone who calls themselves a model, call them in because they probably will have more time to spend taking the image. Do what you can to make it look attractive. I tell people if you don't have money for clothes, put them in a bandeau top and take the image just shoulders up, okay? We're not asking you to go out and spend money. We're not telling you got to pay anybody. Do what you can to make the hair look amazing. It is about the hair, nothing else.
Okay. So the submissions close March 27th. And if you're still on the fence about how to style something even outside of your category, quote unquote, we can take classes on March 1st and 2nd, which is next week, Monday and Tuesday.
Next week, Monday and Tuesday. You got a whole week to get all your questions together. It's the best place to ask questions.
And it's free.
It is free, free, free. Go register. It's free.
Free 99 to take these courses.
I'm gonna even let you use 99 cents. It's completely free.
Just free. Okay, so it's free classes, free education, free at least an hour, hour and a half long education on tips and tricks for styling each texture. And so will you also break down what's the difference between a curl and a kink or a curl and a coil? Because
Yeah. Absolutely. So a curl generally has more of an S pattern,
Hmm.
or two C's together. When you put two C's together, you get a curl. And a coil generally has a very tight curl, like smaller than a pencil, or a Z pattern.
Okay. So your hair right now, what texture is this?
I would say this is definitely on the border. I would say it's probably right at the coil, getting into that kink, getting into it.
Getting into it.
Right.
Okay. So what if I have a question about like I think that would be something too, like that. What if I have a question about what category I should submit into? Am I able to ask someone, or is just I better just figure it out?
I would recommend figuring it out, but no, DM hairstyleawards.com. I would strongly recommend just submitting it, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That I
I
mean that's
make clear the reason I'm hesitant to say the DM is because I don't want anybody thinking that it's a possibility of me favoring anyone. And I don't want you to think, oh, if I send this ahead of time, it's going to put me in higher standards. There will be a minimum of 20 judges. Monaè Everett is not personally judging it at all. I can't even hook a friend up and make them the winner. There's too many checks and balances, and we've all seen dirty politics before, and I won't be a part of that.
okay. Okay. So y'all look back at those 4C, 1A, 2B, 3, elemental P color uh curl and kink charts to get it together and submit. Again, this is exciting, super excited for you, super excited to hear about something that's actually not just being an awards competition, but actually helping change how we talk texture
Yes.
and
I,
how we celebrate it amongst our different hairstyling categories. Because y'all do hair all day long, so it's
yeah.
different.
And hairstylists, don't forget, you will be published when you win. Not only your work, but the photo of you creating the work. This is going to be about you and your career catapulting you to the next level. You will also win a dope gift bag that'll help you in your hair journey with hair tools and hair products, as well as a one-on-one training with a Wella brand ambassador. This is for you, made for you, by me, but we making it work.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Monaè, for getting into this. I think we got y'all covered. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments. But it's texturestyleawards.com, and I'm just excited for this next step for you. This next hey, come through.
It's gonna
Um,
go.
and if you don't know, you can follow Monaè at Monaè Artistry, which of course she has on her what is this right here? I'm sorry. I don't know what this is called. There's a name for this. But this banner situation where it says Monaè Artistry, I
Yeah.
love it. And then on top of that, if you have any other questions, follow Texture Style Awards at Texture Style Awards. And it's well, you don't need the WW, but it's texturestyleawards.com. So I think that's it. Like, this is really awesome. Let me just drop this real quick right here in case someone has a question.
If you have ever wanted to be a hair model, now is a great time for you to tell your hairstylist about these awards
There
and
you go.
use you as the model. You will be published so many places. Makeup artists that are interested, um, get with a hairstylist and the work will be published. Your work will be published these multiple places. If a makeup artist tells me they were a part of this submission and they win, I will include a blurb on the makeup artist. We want to make sure everybody gets their love. There's enough love to share. There's enough for everybody.
Well, awesome. Awesome. Well, this is awesome, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to everyone who's dropped comments in here. Janelle, we see you. And we're just looking forward to the next steps. And so if you have questions, if you want to apply, if you want to share it, again, texturestyleawards.com. Share
And
it with all of your hairstyling friends. If you're that model, find somebody to do your hair.
yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, next thing. So if you do you have anything else you like to share? How can we what are you doing next outside of this? Are you teaching any other courses besides Mark first and second? Should we be following you for other information?
Yes, please follow Texture Style Awards for all information pertaining to the Texture Style Awards. And I'm always doing other things. I'm about to jump on over to Clubhouse right now. I think I was
Oh, okay.
10 minutes ago. I forgot what the time zone changing, the time zone difference. But yeah, so I'm always here. I'm always here to answer questions. My goal is to uplift the entire styling community. Diversity and inclusion is here to stay. I do not want things to ever go back how they were.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're gonna tone out here, guys. We're gonna check out again Monaè Everett, celeb hairstylist, author of Get Out of Your Own Way, because she's also teaching folks how to become celebrity hairstylists, and she's founder of Texture Style Awards, inaugural hairstyling competition focused on textured hair. And this is Business of Black Beauty, and we are excited to share this information. Tune in next week for a new conversation and some new news. So yeah, we're excited. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.